welcome back to my channel. Just going to get straight into the video today. First we're going to prep my skin with the Akin Moisturizer and the Hangover Too Faced Primer. This step's really necessary for me as I have dry skin, but you can skip this step if you would like. I just feel like it gives me a nice base for when I put my foundation
Next, I'm
on.
applying the NARS Radiant Foundation, and I'm just applying this with a small brush before going in with my damp beauty blender. I love this foundation. I've been using it for a while now. It is long wearing, but it's really lightweight on the skin, and I find it just gives me a nice glow.
So I'm just pressing it into my skin and making sure it's all evenly blended, and also making sure I blend down my neck as well.
Next, I'm using the Iconic London Contour and Highlight Cream Palette. I'm picking up the darkest colour with a brush and applying this to my cheekbones, my forehead and my jawline. You don't have to be too neat with this step as we are going to blend it out with a beauty blender. I'm also just taking a bit of that colour and using it to contour my nose.
I've been using this palette for a while now. Pretty much every time I do my makeup I've been using this. It blends in really well with my foundation and just adds a nice warmth to my face, as well as being able to contour those areas.
Taking the two lighter shades in the palette, I'm going to use these to highlight, starting with the center of my forehead, my nose, my chin and my cupid's bow, and then we're just going to blend this out again with the beauty blender. For concealer, I'm using my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and I'm just applying this under my eyes. Again, going in with my beauty blender and just patting that in, also going over my eyelids as well, and just really making sure that it's all blended out. This is by far my favorite concealer. I don't know many people who don't love this concealer. If you haven't tried it before, I highly recommend it. Next, I'm setting my under eyes with the Laura Mercier Translucent Powder. And I'm setting the rest of my face with the Australis Fresh and Flawless Powder.
Next, for bronzer, I'm using this one by Too Faced, and I'm just really contouring out my cheekbones, my forehead, and again on my jawline. They're same areas, just creating more definition. I'm also taking that bronzer and contouring my nose. Moving on to eyes now, I'm taking the translucent powder again and putting another layer under my eyes using the Beauty Blender. This helps if you have any fallout, as you can easily brush it away. For eyeshadow, I'm using the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. Using my Sigma E25 brush, I'm picking up the second lightest shade in the palette, and I'm using this as a base all over my lid. Next, I'm going in with the shade next to the first one we used called Sourced, and I'm using this in my crease. I'm just blending it into the crease line and just above. To deepen up the crease, I'm taking the darkest shade in the palette and I'm using the same brush to blend this in. Next, I'm using the Sigma E45 brush and I'm taking that same dark shade and just applying that to the outer corners of my eyes just to create more dimension. I wanted to add a shimmer to this eye look, so I'm picking up the shade Lumbre and I'm just patting this into the center of my eyelids. You can intensify the shimmer by spraying some Fix Plus onto your brush and then applying it then. However, I really just wanted to create a subtle look. Again, I'm taking the darkest shade in the palette and I'm applying that to the outer corners of my eyelids and just blending that through. This is just creating more dimension and also making sure that the eyeshadow is all blended evenly. Picking up the shade called Low Glow, I'm taking my E55 brush and I'm just applying this to my lower lash line. Also making sure we are blending to the outer corners of the eyes so that the eyeshadow on the top part of our lids blends into the lower lash line. Next, I'm taking the Sigma E65 brush and creating a small wing on the upper lash line. I'm just using the darkest shade from the eyeshadow palette to create the wing. I'm doing my brows off camera using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in the colour taupe. I'm using the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara for my lashes. I'm just applying that to my upper lashes only. I don't like to apply to my lower lashes. It's completely optional if it's up to you, but I just personally only put it on my top lashes. I'm using the MAC All Day Blush to my cheeks just to add a bit of colour to my face. I'm applying the Champagne Pop highlighter to my cheekbones, my nose and my cupid's bow. For lip liner, I'm using the MAC Subculture Lip Pencil. I love a nude lip. It's just my go-to every time I do my makeup, unless I'm doing like a special occasion where I'll add in like a red lip or something. But I just find this complements the eye look really well. And to finish off the lips, I'm applying the MAC Velvet Teddy lipstick. And to finish off, I'm just setting my face with some setting spray. And that is the finished look. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video.